Hello everyone, welcome to part 2 video on biochemical techniques such as spectroscopy and chromatography for CSIR NET Life Science, DBT JRF and GATE BT aspirants. Chromatography plays a crucial role in both qualitative and quantitative analysis, enabling scientists to isolate and identify individual components within complex mixtures with high accuracy and precision. Its widespread application across diverse industries underscores its significance in modern analytical chemistry. Therefore, in this video, you all will know about chromatography techniques. The term chromatography, it originated from the Greek word chroma, which means color, and graphene means to write, highlighting its initial use in separating colored compounds. Michael Sweat was the first to use chromatography. In 1900s, he used this technique to separate colored plant pigments. However, chromatography has evolved far beyond color separation and is now employed in academic and various industries research, including pharmaceuticals, environmental analysis, forensics, food and beverage, and more. So, according to the International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry, chromatography is defined as a physical method of separation. So, it's a separation technique in which components to be separated are distributed between two phases. So, at its core, chromatography relies on differential distribution of components between two phases. One is stationary phase and another is mobile phase that moves in definite direction. So the sample mixture is introduced into the mobile phase, which carries it through the stationary phase, and as the components interact differentially with the stationary phase, they are separated based on their respective affinities, leading to distinct bands or peaks. Now let's know about principles of chromatography in detail. As mentioned earlier, it's a separation technique. So purpose of chromatography is to separate a complex mixture into individual components, exploiting the partition effect which distribute the molecules into different phases. So the basis of all forms of chromatography is the distribution or partition coefficient represented with Kd, which describes the way in which a compound, that is the analyte, distributes between two immiscible phases. So molecules in a mixture, they are applied onto the surface or into the solid and fluid stationary phase, which is a stable phase, and is separated from each other while moving with the aid of mobile phase. So as in chromatography, two phases are used. One is stationary phase, which is a stable phase, and another is the phase which is mobile, which moves in a particular direction. We call it as mobile phase. So as shown over here, paper chromatography example is shown over here. So this is an ascending paper chromatography. It's an analytical technique in which the mobile phase, it moves upward through the stationary phase. So to perform paper chromatography, we need in this technique, we need a beaker which is saturated with the mobile phase, and then you can see the arrangement is that with a paper clip, cellulose paper, Whatman paper is being used, and this act as a solid support for the stationary phase, which is water in case of ascending paper chromatography, and mobile phase is a mixture of organic solvents. So the setup is such that the tip of the paper, it touches the mobile phase. So here you can see this is the mobile phase which is filled. So tip of the paper touches it, and just above the tip, the sample is applied. So this is the sample, that is the analyte is applied with the help of a capillary, and then the chromatography paper with the tip having sample spots is dipped into the solvent, that is the mobile phase at the bottom, so that spots remain well above the solvent. Now, after some time, we can observe that the solvent along with the components of the analyte mixture is traveling upward the chromatography paper. So after the solvent front, when it is reached up to 3/4 the length of the paper, we can remove the paper and we can perform the analysis. So here you can see these are the separated components, and this is the solvent front. So as I told you that basis of all chromatography is the distribution of partition coefficient. So for two phases, that is stationary phase, let's represent with A, and mobile phase with B. So the value for this coefficient is constant at a given temperature and is given by the expression, that is concentration in phase A by concentration in phase B. Now there are different chromatography techniques. Let's know about them in detail. Chromatography techniques are classified on the basis of use device, mobile phase, and mechanism of separation. So let's first know about the chromatography techniques classification based on use device. So on the basis of use device, the chromatography can be column chromatography or planar chromatography. In column chromatography, the chromatography is carried out in specific columns, as in HPLC, as in size exclusion chromatography, ion exchange chromatography, and more. On the other hand, paper chromatography and thin layer chromatography are examples of planar chromatography. So in paper chromatography, the separation is carried out on specific papers, whereas on thin layer chromatography, the division of substances occurs on thin layer or plate of a solvent. Then on the basis of mobile phase, chromatography can be gas or liquid chromatography. So in chromatography, the mobile phase is an inert gas like helium or nitrogen, while the stationary phase is a thin layer of a non-volatile liquid or a polymer. So gas chromatography is particularly effective for volatile compounds and is extensively used in analysis of environmental, forensic, and pharmaceutical samples. So when the mobile phase is gas but the stationary phase is liquid, we call it as gas-liquid chromatography. And if the stationary phase is solid along with the gas, which is a mobile phase, we call it as gas-solid chromatography. Then liquid chromatography can be liquid-liquid or liquid-solid. So in liquid chromatography, this technique utilizes a liquid mobile phase, often coupled with various types of stationary phase, which can be liquid or solid, like silica gel or bonded phases. And liquid chromatography is highly versatile and can separate a wide range of compounds, making it widely used in analytical laboratories. Then on basis of mechanism of separation, chromatography can be partition chromatography, adsorption, ion exchange, size exclusion, or affinity chromatography. So on the basis of mechanism of separation, let's know how the chromatography works. In partition chromatography, an analyte distribute themselves into two phases, liquid stationary and mobile phase. The major advantage of this chromatography is that it is simple, low cost, and has broad specificity. And partition chromatography can be normal phase or reverse phase chromatography. In normal phase chromatography, in this form of partition chromatography, the stationary phase is polar and the mobile phase is relatively non-polar. Since polar molecules, they are retained in the column, non-polar molecules elute before polar ones, because polar molecules, they interact more with the stationary phase and hence they will be eluted later. On the other hand, as the mobile phase is non-polar, the non-polar molecules will interact or will be in the mobile phase and will be eluted first. For reverse phase chromatography, it is reverse of normal phase chromatography, as the stationary phase is non-polar and mobile phase is relatively polar. Hence the name reverse phase. And as a non-polar stationary phase is used, it retains non-polar compounds, leaving the polar molecules to elute first. Then HIC, that is hydrophobic interaction chromatography, It is referred to as milder form of reverse phase chromatography. So although both reverse phase and hydrophobic interaction chromatography are based on interaction between hydrophobic moieties, but the bonded phase of hydrophobic interaction chromatography supports consists of hydrophilic matrix with inserted hydrophobic chains. So hydrophobic interaction chromatography separate molecules based on hydrophobicity. The most widely used supports are hydrophilic carbohydrates such as cross-linked agarose and synthetic copolymer materials, and the hydrophobic groups like phenyl, butyl, octyl, ether or isopropyl, etc. are attached to the stationary column. Then ion exchange chromatography. Ion exchange is a form of chromatography that separates ions and ionizable polar molecules based on their affinity to the ion exchanger. So in ion exchange chromatography, the molecules are separated based on their ionic interaction with one another. So it works on almost any kind of charged molecules, including smaller inorganic anions, large proteins, small nucleotides, and amino acid. In ion exchange chromatography, stationary phase, it's a resin that contain ionic functional group that binds to analytes of opposite charge. So ion exchange chromatography can be cation exchange chromatography or anion exchange chromatography. So if you wish to purify negatively charged analytes, you pass it through a positively charged column as shown over here. So molecules that don't bind, that is positively charged molecules will not bind, or bind weakly, slightly negatively charged will bind weakly, will elute first, while the analyte remain bound to the column, since the analyte is negatively charged. And this process is called anion exchange chromatography. But if you wish to purify a positively charged analyte, you pass it through a negatively charged resin, and the molecules that don't bind will be negatively charged, or those which bind weakly will be slightly positively charged, will elute first, while the analyte, which is strongly positively charged, will remain bound to the column. This process is called as cation exchange chromatography. Then affinity chromatography. Affinity chromatography separate molecules based on their ability to bind specific small molecules or biomolecules that are covalently bound to an inert polymer. And it separate, for example, it separate proteins on the basis of interaction between a protein and a specific ligand. So binding of a protein to a specific ligand attached to a matrix is reversed by either competition or by decreasing the affinity with pH and or ionic strength. Then size exclusion chromatography, it separates molecules based on their size, molecular size, by filtration through a gel. So gel consists of spherical beads as shown over here, containing pores of specific size distribution. So separation occurs when molecules of different sizes are included or excluded from the pores within the matrix. So stationary phase is a resin of porous bead that traps small molecules but not larger one. As shown over here, larger molecules will be eluted first, and because small molecules, as they are trapped inside these gel beads, will be eluted later. So compounds with high molecular weight and large diameters are excluded because they are too big to fit into the pores of the beads. So they will be eluted first. So chromatography plays a crucial role in both qualitative and quantitative analysis, enabling scientists to isolate and identify individual components within complex mixtures with high accuracy and precision. Its widespread application across diverse industries underscores its significance in modern analytical chemistry. To know more about this technique, do join Biotecnika regular batch where this topic is covered in detail. Thank you.